2 nights ago, every once in a while I have these rants.
Yeah. Every once in a while? Seriously? It seemed like you're kind of a ranter.
Okay, every once in a while I'm more passionate. I'm more passionate than other times. And there's something that's been really irritating me about the billionaires in this world, about this principle they keep on talking about, find your passion.
Yeah.
And it keeps on striking this chord because they're so influential on LinkedIn and on social media, and everybody's looking up to them. It's Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson, Elon Musk, even a Warren Buffett.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep on saying, you have to do what you love. You have to go find your passion.
Yep.
And I'm like, hey, assholes. I found my passion once I started.
Right.
I found my passion after I realized I was going all in and developed some
Right.
skills and then realized I can make a difference.
Right.
They're having these kids wait until they're 30 and 35 and 40 thinking that they're just going to be able to, paint a painting on a wall and they're going to make $150,000. So I don't know what your take on it is. I bet you weren't passionate about shaved ice in the beginning.
No. There's 50 things I wasn't passionate about. You find the passion. It's the same thing about personal relationships. I've been married for 30 years. Do you think I'm like, oh my God, like I was when I first met my wife? I saw my wife. I'm thinking that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Do you think I still have the same thing? I do, because I direct my own mind. I direct my own passion. I am you are so much in control of your emotions and everything else. Why do you have to wait to be inspired? Just be inspired. Just go after it. Convince yourself. I wake up in the morning. I told you before I walked in here, I'm like, why did I do this podcast at 3 p.m? I start every day excited, motivated. I'm punching. I'm excited. It's just a great. And then as the day wears on, just problem after problem after problem, and I'm pissed by the time I walk in here.
And then we're happy.
And then we're happy again. I'm pulling it off.
That's my job, man. It's my job. Just say, hey, just make Tony smile once, and he's going to get it again. But it really is irritating, this passion thing, because I'm like, guys, there's nothing I've personally done. Either I have it completely wrong, or I've got it right like the majority of the people. Nothing that I've done from a work perspective, I didn't start with the passion. Maybe there's somebody, I want to be a nurse. Okay, great. Like, lucky you.
Right.
It's awesome. Maybe you wanted to be a firefighter. Maybe you wanted to be a police officer.
Right.
But I think that's the rare exception from my experience.
It has to be. I mean, passion, pure emotion, it just wears out. You think about a 2-year-old that sees an ice cream truck and they lose their mind, and then the 26-year-old sees an ice cream truck. It's like, yeah, whatever.
You know the word I like the best? It's purpose.
Yeah.
So I found purpose within my business.
Right.
When I heard you unlock this thing about, hey, it's about community. When I heard you talk about, let me tell you about the best franchise, as you said. Here's the franchise that's going to work and this one isn't. It's like you have a purpose behind this business.
Right.
You don't even like shaved ice.
Right.
There is purpose about what you can do in the community.
Yeah.
And I think if you can be a person that's really trying to change lives, make a difference, I think you probably started out as a good dude. Well, no, I mean, you're going to say that and you're going to self-deprecate, but you're probably a good guy, because I don't think you can go out and make the impact and sell people and convince others to buy a shaved ice truck, and you're the passion behind it, and then they can help find purpose. So I think we just need to help people say, hey, no matter what you're doing, I'm assuming the person running a Skyline, they can probably find purpose.
Sure.
Right? The person who's the manager at this BP station.
Right.
That's what we have to talk about here, man. It's really driving me nuts every time I hear this, because
they're waiting for this divine intervention.
It probably doesn't drive you crazy as much as it does me.
I mean, if you get me talking about it, I can get pissed about a lot I
just see it right now, even over the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I just see these things about quiet quitting, and I'm like, okay. I go back to how I've been, this limited amount of success I've had so far in life. I just did more. I just always did more.
Yeah.
I wasn't complaining. I didn't complain about not getting the raise, not getting the promotion, being looked over, not being the favorite. I just realized, okay, that's the world I'm in.
Right.
Okay, if somebody else beat me out, if you like them more, this hierarchy I'm not in, I got to work more. Well, hey, Mark, why would you do it? Well, because I realized that during the holiday season of 1998, I'm in Iowa City, Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
I moved out there to run this little hat world.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's like, what are you doing? I'm 19 years old. I go do it. Managers are quitting all over the place because they've had fast growth.
Yeah.
So I'm in Iowa City, Coral Ridge Mall in Iowa City. And I'm a 19-year-old guy. I've been a store manager for 4 months. And the big 6 weeks of retail are coming.
Yep.
Which is really 2 weeks before, right around Black Friday, but right before Thanksgiving through New Year's. And they all start quitting. I'm making like $26,000. to run that stupid little hat store.
Right.
Have to pay for an apartment, have to pay all those. I'm making no money.
Right.
And in the Quad Cities, Moline, Illinois, manager quits. Throws down the gate, keys through the gate.
That's quitting.
That's quitting.
Yeah.
Right? Store's not going to open the next day.
Yep.
So they call me. I was like, okay, that's great. A week later, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, manager quits.
Yep.
Week later, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, which
Good
is
night.
Okay?
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
So how in the world are you going to keep the employees there? But what happened was for the next 6 weeks, I worked open to closes.
Yeah.
For 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And at the end of every night, I drove to one of the other cities.
Yeah.
They didn't pay me more money. They were saving 3 manager salaries. It wasn't about that. It's like, this is triage. We got some bad shit going down here. This needs to happen. I care about what I'm doing here at work. Just show up.
Yeah.
February of 1999, they're like, we need a salesman. We need a training manager. We need someone to go around this country and to train the new managers when we open up stores.
Yeah.
Not 21. Hey, Mark, here's a company car. Here's a corporate expense account. You're not even 21 years old. Go do this thing.
Yeah.
Everyone else that was double my age looking around like, what the hell just happened?
Right.
Why'd he get this?
Right. Yeah, worked them.
And so I don't know why not just young people. I don't know why everybody doesn't understand this concept.
Yeah.
Just do more.
Yeah. You think people are more comfortable, just so comfortable right now? And I mean, I've got 4 kids. I've got kids 27 to 19. My 19-year-old, highly motivated. You know, she works at Kona. She's a concert photographer. 27's working at Kona, you know, crushing the guys. You work anybody on the table, just works crazy. Anyway, I look at
go here. Yes,
talk about this. But talking to their friends and talking to things, you know, you're looking at people that are like, they're just gigging. They call it gigging. They're, you know, like, I'll spend 8 hours or spend 2 hours doing Grubhub, and I'll spend 2 hours at Uber, and I'll spend 2 hours here, and I make enough money to survive, and then go home and play video games. You know, you look at your phone, you look at your video game. How many hours are people putting in? I don't know. You know.
So, because here's what I want to do. Here's what I love about this conversation with you. I used to complain and be upset about it. I'm all about problem solving now.
Right.
Right? And it's like, yeah, I think people are comfortable. So the question I go down, I'm like, is that okay? It wouldn't be okay for me.
No.
But I'm like, is it okay? The reason why I'm concerned about them is I know what type of life it's going to lead to.
I know. Well, the problem is they'll vote at some point. And you know what happens when a non-worker votes? It always doesn't go good for us guys that are
okay. So what do we do without going down some deep tunnel and deep path?
Right.
If that's the case, do we just have to let it work itself out? Do we just have to let them get to a point where the free money's up?
Right.
You don't get to live the life when the new bill comes for the iPhone 16.
Right.
And you don't have the $1,400
right
to buy it. Just got as a school of hard knocks.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, there's so many conspiracy theories out there, or you know, all these. I don't know. I used to think I knew some stuff. COVID came along and it proved me wrong. I was wrong more than I was right.
What'd you think you knew?
I thought this will be done. We'll get back to work. The world will settle back down. I thought, you know, we'll get to some normalcy. And still, I mean, we're 3 years later and it's not normal.
Here's what's happened. It's affected people's habits.
Yeah, 100%. 100% is their expectations. You know, the money flowed so easily for a long time. We just came off the biggest year we've ever had. We're in the middle of the biggest year we've ever had. We're up 40%. 15 years, we're up 40%. I'm talking to franchisees. They're like, I don't know what happened. Just the gates, the spigots turned on, blah, blah, blah. Just I couldn't keep up. If they could have hired better, they would have even made more money. They struggled to hire. You couldn't. You know, I had a franchisee down close to the Outer Banks, by the way, who parked a truck because they couldn't get regular labor. And so, you know, Mark, we can sit here and
yeah. So what do we do, right?
Yeah, but you know, let me look at it as an opportunity. I'm going to succeed. You know, the world needs ditch diggers, Danny. That's a great line from Caddyshack.
And you know what? I was one for a little while.
Right.
See, that's the problem, though.
Right.
I was a ditch digger.
Right.
You were selling sweepers.
Right.
We put in our time.
Right.
Learned some skills.
Right. Paid attention.
Damn straight we did.
Right. Paid attention. Look for the next opportunity. Work up.
Skills evolved.
Right.
Right. And so that's the question. It's like, guys, so I'm sitting here talking to Mo Egger.
Yeah.
Who's the local sports guy.
Oh, yeah. Listen to that last night.
So
I like the first hour of being sports, just sports.
He was just crushing one. He's so brilliant and smart.
Geez.
We have some stuff coming out tomorrow or today, and we'll go across the hall and do some stuff too. And it's these hot takes.
Yeah.
And I said, Pete Rose. Like, there's some hot takes we got from him.
Right.
Yeah. So, but his story for 10 years, man.
Yeah.
10 years. That's what it takes.
Right.
To get to the point where you're the sports guy, you have your own show in Cincinnati.
Yep.
You might have to put in 8, 10, or 12, or 15. I just want people to know that it's still worth it and you should go all in and do this stuff. And I don't know.
But if they don't, they'll work for us.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to be an elitist here, but you know, because you get that, because now people are down on that's what I can't stand is this vitriol towards the billionaires.
They better, you know what they should be? They should be thankful that they got you, man.
Yeah.
Because they should.
Yeah.
Because then one layer down, the business owner, they should be thankful they have you.
Yeah, I'm thankful for Jeff Bezos.
And you know who you're thankful for too?
Who?
FOF, baby.
That's right. Founder of the founder. He said it in a meeting or a graduation speech. He just goes off. It's completely. And he said, if it wasn't for me, there'd be no Tony Lamb. He said, so all you guys made money this year because of me chasing my wife back in Marshall University, 65 years ago. He brought the whole speech around. But it was
they erupted.
Oh, they erupted. But his whole speech is about passion. Find passion in your life. Whatever you do, find passion in it. But at the end of the day, you can't control people. We can give them the great advice. We can do podcasts. We can read books. We can suggest all this stuff. At the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to do. But the world needs stitch stickers.
Do you know why this is such a thing for me? Because I want them to have a better life.
I know, me too.
That's what I want. I started this real estate pivot thing.
Yeah.
I really believed that everyone wanted to change their life.
Right.
Given the opportunity, everyone. They just haven't had the opportunity.
Yeah. But I mean, I find more passion now, and I said this the other day. I've got a young lady who I just promoted to vice president. She's 30 years old. She comes in, with some managerial skills, but she just crushes it, lays it down, crushes it, and promotion. I just promoted her to vice president. I got another guy that started out as a driver, graduates high school, comes in, first day, got a customer complaint. I said, listen, Derek, it was a really nice young man, Mr. Lamb. And I said, listen, this is not about how fast you can serve shave dive. This is about how great you can make that customer experience from that window. And he goes, okay, I understand now. He never had another customer complaint. Best driver, became a manager, assistant manager, running local ops, manager. He was going to UK, graduates top of his class at the architectural school at UK, and then kills his parents by saying, I'm going to open up a Kona franchisee, or Kona franchise as close as I can. Calls me and says, where's the closest place? I said, I don't know. I said, you want a big market? Chicago. You want a small market? Evansville, Indiana. He goes, Evansville. I'm going to go to Evansville. Goes down there, builds his business, does great, comes back to corporate in the winter, helps me, just works around the company. Promotes. I made him a vice president 6 months ago. Great bonus structure, all these things. I get more jacked, more turned on about giving opportunity to people that want it.
Yep. Than the people who don't.
Than the people that don't.
Okay, so here's what I just realized through all this so we can be happy again. Just come and work for Kona and Pivot.
That's it. At the end of the day, the opportunity is there.
100%.
100%. I mean, we would let, obviously you've let people go. We've had people that didn't make it in the business. There's a couple departments that chew people up because they're hard working. So, if someone's like not hard working, you kind of promote them to that department and watch these guys chew them alive.
Yep.
Because these guys are the ones getting there at 8, leaving at 6 or 7, just crushing it.
There's some real world stuff out here, but what you want to tell those people is like, hey, life's about choices, baby.
Yeah, that's right. It's all up to them.
It is.
It's all up to them. If people think, well, I got passed over. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You made a conscious decision not to put in the extra time, not to give me the extra effort, not to work, because I'm paying attention, baby. And if I'm paying attention, and I tell everybody that, I am paying attention. I'm listening. Even if your manager or your department head is giving you the review, I'm listening to those reviews. And I'll talk to them all the time. Hey, who's crushing it in your department? So-and-so. And people move laterally and differently in the company. They'll just say, hey, what about the Dakota? You going to promote her? We'd like to have her in our department. I mean, all this motion goes on, and there's like everyone's vying for Reed, this guy in fulfillment. They're like, hey, we want to Reed. I'm like, in fulfillment, the head of fulfillment's going like, don't touch him. This guy's incredible. I said, make sure he has a path. I just said this to, actually I said it to the girl that just went vice president. I said, she had someone put in there 2 weeks. And I said, maybe I shouldn't say that.
Well, here's the thing.
I said, if you're not telling them about their future every single day, if you're not keeping them excited about their future, you're going to lose people. It's an interesting world we're living in. So we can pay good. We can provide great culture. We have a great place to work. We have all the benefits and all this stuff. But talk about their future. Talk about where they can be in 2 years.
What level of importance is that? Is that like most important now when me and you may not have talked about that 5, 6, 7 years?
Yeah.
Does that seem like most important now?
Yes, because you want to keep great people, and if you lose somebody because now great people are such a great commodity. I mean, it's such a rarity. It's a rare earth element. You're like, oh my gosh, this person's crushing it. Make sure we don't lose them, and we'll do that. We'll look at a department and say we couldn't lose that department. We couldn't lose that guy in that department. So make sure he's happy.
We're gonna have massive pain if we do.
Yeah.
Massive pain.
Massive pain. Make sure we don't lose that guy. Make sure he's happy. I want you to talk to him. I want you to talk to him about his future.